Welcome to Secrets to Success, and I'm very excited to have Hossan Leong join us today. He is an actor, a director, and a comedian, and he's multi-talented. So Hossan, I have a question for you. You act
Yes.
in films, on stage, you sing, you dance, you play the piano incredibly well, you cook, you speak French. What is it that you cannot do?
Um, what is I cannot do? I can't make sushi lah.
But you like Japanese food.
Yes, I do. I do. I mean, no, seriously. I mean, I'm very blessed to be able to do so many things. And when I was growing up, I always thought to myself that I was a jack of all trades, and never thought myself as being good at any one thing really. So I dabbled in a lot of things. So it kind of it kind of stood me in good stead later on in life because I didn't finish school. I was kicked out. So what do you
I
do,
thought
right?
you did an electronic engineering degree, right?
Well, that's another story. So that was after 4 years of hardship, like really studying, you know,
Yeah.
and still not. I mean, I still have no clue what I did. Basically, they had to give me the diploma to kick me out of school because I've been there for 4 years. What it would have been three. So yeah lah, the whole life stayed back Then and then I told myself that I gotta do something exciting in my
Yeah.
life, right? Otherwise, what do I do? So decided to just dabble in everything, like just learn how to dance, learn how to sing, learn French, learn whatever. Just did everything.
Yeah, wow, okay. How did you fall into the entertainment industry, into acting, into stand-up comedy? Was it something that you
Um,
discovered your passion along the way? Did you fall into it, or is that something you always wanted to do?
when I was growing up, it was my first thing I did was learn the piano. So learning the piano and singing was always this thing we did in church, and then that kind of I started doing it for friends, for my parents' friends would come and they go come, and then I do that, um, and then because I couldn't go into a professional career like lawyer, doctor, engineer, the usual, um, I knew I wanted to be on stage, so I asked my parents for permission to act, and that was how it started in 1993. My first play with the necessary stage, and so that was how it all began. Um,
Mm.
Stand-up comedy came a few years later when one of my directors said, "I think you can tell a story. I think you can be funny telling stories." And so I said, "Sure, let me try." And so my first stand-up show that I ever did
Yeah.
in public was 2 hours long.
Wow,
And
not bad for a first
yeah,
time, huh?
no, it was freaky because I had no idea how to be a stand-up comedian. So I basically my friend and I wrote a script, which I memorized by heart.
Does
Yeah.
it work for stand-up comedy though?
Well, for me, it did because I approached it in the way of from an actor's point of view. So I
Right.
treated it like a performance. So I acted like a stand-up comedian. You know what I'm saying.
Mm-mm.
So I am not a real stand-up comedian. I'm an actor being a stand-up comedian. So that's
Okay.
something I think a lot of people don't see. They don't understand lah. I mean, what did stand-up comedian just tell jokes? No, for me it's very difficult. I have to
Yeah.
memorize my jokes.
Do you still do that today, memorizing your jokes before
Yes,
your
yes, for
shows?
sure. Yes, there's a lot of preparation that goes into stand-up comedy, which I think people don't
Yeah.
see because they think, oh, just go and tell a joke. Telling me a joke. Tell me a joke. I slap your face. Tell you a joke. It's like, it's so hard. It's not something you just
Yeah.
pull out of your ass. It's yeah.
I
It's
yeah, I
yeah.
think it requires a lot of planning, right? Because when I watch your shows on YouTube and stuff, you have like, your musicians coming in at some points, and obviously those cannot be done on the spot. They have to be very carefully planned and thought out beforehand, right?
Yeah,
But then you have to make it look natural.
yeah. That's why I'm saying. You have
Yeah.
to act. It's all an act, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving away trade secrets here, but seriously, it's what we do. It's entertainment. We are there to entertain you. So, and entertainment, and especially stand-up, is very crafted. Every joke and every punchline has to be planned so carefully that that we will laugh. If we don't laugh, I die.
So have you ever then like encountered audiences that don't respond well to the jokes, and how do you handle that?
Wow, sure, because sometimes we get corporate gigs which is where the bulk of our money come from, my income. So sometimes corporates, when they invite you or they hire you to tell jokes, they're not there to listen to you. They're there to have dinner. They're there to yam sing. They're there to mingle, and no one listens. And it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling to be on stage telling jokes that normally people would laugh in a sellout show. And people don't, because they're busy drinking or eating.
Yeah.
I have learned to focus my energies on the one person that's listening to me, or the person that's smiling, and I tell that person my jokes. And it makes us, as all of us stand-up comedians, it makes us feel better, because at the end of the day, there's nothing worse than having your soul sucked out of you when you're telling it. You know what I mean? It's because this is your life. It's your life. It's not like as if, when you go and see a doctor and the doctor's trying to explain to you what's wrong with you, and you just, I'm saying, it's a very bad analogy, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's I'm trying to do my job at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I think that's a very good tip. Like, focus on that one person who's smiling at you, or that one person who is looking back at you, so that you can connect, and then I guess it comes out even more, right? Otherwise, it's just downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had colleagues who have walked off the stage before.
Really?
Yes, in mid-performance, just go, because they cannot already. It's like, I mean, they obviously quite diva So not listening to me, okay, thanks, good night, bye, walk off. And then you're like,
but I can understand, I can sympathize, because it's quite demoralizing, right, or demotivating if people are just not paying attention at all, or like they're not responding at all.
Absolutely, it's like I said, it's soul sucking.
But it takes a lot of grit and determination and courage, I think, to stand up there and do.
Yeah, I mean, being a performer, I think you have to have thick skin. Very thick skin, because I mean, you have to go through so much rejection. Every time you audition, you're opening yourself up to a no, and most of the time it's a no. Okay.
And sometimes it's not because of talent, it's because of the specific kind of requirements that they look for a particular role, right?
For sure. And as nothing, sorry, a lot of people, I tell young actors not to take it to heart, because it's not how good you are, it's whether you suit the role. And sometimes they take the leading man's picture or the leading lady's picture, they put yours next to and say, you don't want, So it's just part and parcel of the game that we play.
Yeah. So what other, you mentioned some, personality traits, what it takes to go into the entertainment industry. What other things do you need, besides courage, besides determination and not giving up even when you get a no?
Well, I think you gotta be disciplined lah. You gotta train. You gotta be hardworking. No matter how good you are, you gotta take it so seriously, that because it's your job, right? If I'm gonna play a role of whatever, an engineer or whatever, you gotta learn. You gotta know. You gotta get into the mind of the engineer. You gotta get into the mind of the scientist. Things like that. So it's not just, I gotta learn lines. I gotta put on costume, put on makeup. Yay, go and act. That's the fun part. But there are hours and weeks and days of hard work that go behind it all. So it's not glamorous at all.
It's a lot of, I always say that, like performers, you only see that 1 hour play, but you don't see the months and months of rehearsals that precedes that performance.
Yeah, and that always riles me up, especially when people ask us, or they say, hey, can you give me a quote, for example, for a job? And you give them a quote and they go, wow, so expensive, huh? Then you go like, compared to who? How about the years that I've spent studying, or the money that we put into training to come to where we are today?
Yeah.
What about all that? You know, it didn't just drop like that, you know. So that's
Yeah.
what sometimes I get very upset with clients or people who say, wow, why so expensive? Then, you know what I mean? It's not fair. Then why you never say your plumber is expensive or your aircon guy is expensive? You still hire them, what?
Yeah, it's not just that 1 hour consultation or that 1 hour class. It's the years spent honing your skills, right, in your craft in this
Absolutely.
area. Yeah, and the amount of
Absolutely. So
investment you put in.
yeah, and the respect is very lacking, for artists, especially in Singapore, I think.
Right, okay. Coming back to like comedy and humor, right? Is that, something that you have to be born with and talented, gifted, or can you like develop, if someone is like, they want to be more humorous, can they develop that skill?
Okay. Yeah, I think you have to have some innate sense of comedy.
Okay.
I don't know if you can teach comedy. I think you can teach to a certain extent.
Right.
But I think comedy is very personal, and everybody's got their own style. Everybody's got their own way of. It's very subjective. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
So some people like my comedy. Some people like Kumar's comedy. So it's the
Very
world
different.
it's the world is
Different
so big as well.
personalities.
So for me, I think I have I have a funny bone in my body.
You have to do what you do.
Andrea said, got chance or not? I don't know. You try, Andrea, tell a joke, lor.
Yeah, Space Malau says, I got chance or not? Next day we ask her to tell a joke in the SHN group. Yeah. So when you prepare for your shows, right? How do you prepare for your shows? Do you get inspiration for your storylines or your comedy routines from observation of everyday life, people, cultures, or do you like it's inspiration, for example, like you get in the bathroom or something?
No, it's my brand of humor is very the human condition is very observational. So and it's also very personal. A lot of my jokes are from my own personal experiences. So like last year's show, for example, took me a year to write because I wanted it to be personal. I wanted it to be so real for my audience that they would go, yeah, it happened to me, yeah, when I was growing up, yeah, and it resonated. So the resonance is so important. And the moment that clicks, right, oh my gosh, I can't describe it, the feeling on
The
stage.
feeling of satisfaction, is it?
The feeling of building the joke, and then you land the punchline, and the audience, then you go, wow, yes, we got it. And it's indescribable. It's indescribable. And so I think last year's show, Hosanna 50, was for me the best show I've ever done. Yeah.
I think what's really great about you, Hosan, is that people can relate to you and your jokes.
Yeah, I think so. Because like I said, like last year when I said, oh, what growing up as a kid, what was the thing that bugged me growing up? Then I thought, I think everybody went through the same, right? All our parents spoke nonsense to us when we were growing up, right? All the she, or
I saw that one.
What is that? Why do we speak in sounds? Why can't they speak to us in proper English or Mandarin or whatever? Mum, gai. Yeah. So
it's all one syllable and double said, and
exactly.
We can basically all the verbs that we normally do, right? It's all.
And when I landed that joke in my show, every night people will repeat after me. No, they repeated after me. And they knew exactly the sequence as well. So yeah, so you go and mom, nan, then you must go and Shishi, then pom pom go and If you're good, tomorrow I bring you go.
Kai kai.
Kai kai. See? Everybody knows.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
When I watched you on that one, right, I actually repeated it after myself, and it's like those words I don't hear. Yeah, I don't hear those words anymore. Because
Yeah.
like we are at the age now where you don't hear those words. Like maybe when I have kids of my own someday, then I'll repeat
Yeah.
them. But
Oh no,
like
really?
it was like memories coming back. Yeah, it was like memories coming back. Oh yeah, that vocabulary does exist.
Exactly. So when I asked my foreign friends, those who are not Singaporeans, whether they had the same sounds, they said no.
Yeah.
The parents would speak to them properly. Like, would you like to go for a wee wee?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay. Yeah, that's hilarious. Thanks for sharing that with us. So, right, when you prep for your shows, do you practice them first in front of your family and friends and like test whether it like works or not? Or you just like do it?
I like I said, I write the script. We hone it.
Yeah.
My best friend and I, Benjamin, we hone it. Then we rehearse it like a show, a proper theatre show. So there's a stage
Just both
manager.
of you? Like, do you have an audience?
No audience. But we rehearse it with because you see, my show is not just me and a microphone. It's me with a band. It's me with singers. It's me with multimedia. With me with costume changes. So it's huge. So what I do is I rehearse it like a theatre show. I come in. Everyone would well, it's all on me, right? So everyone would expect me to already memorize my lines. Yeah. Then I would act it out. So I would actually say my lines and pretend I'm on stage, and it's very technical. And then they'll just go, okay, this one no, this one can improve, this one, things like that. So it's not just
who makes that decision?
My
like
writer and
yes,
I.
Okay.
So Ben and I, yeah. And if my crew doesn't laugh, we go, why don't they laugh? I'm not funny, right? Or maybe they've heard it too many times. But if they laugh...
I wanted to ask that question. So like when your crew listens to all of that, right, do they crack up on stage on the day itself?
Well, every night I do stupid things, I do silly things just to make them laugh because they've heard the jokes over and over again.
So many times.
So so I try to keep it fresh. But at the end of the day, everyone, I mean, my crew is there to work. They're not there to laugh at my jokes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And were you always like funny since young? Are you like that with your family and friends? Like, are you always the joker, the one who makes, cracks jokes? Or are you quite serious? What are you like around your family and friends?
I have a very strange personality. I can be very quiet and I can be very crazy. So it depends on, I don't know what it depends on. Sometimes I can go out and go, bah! Or I can just be seated in the corner and just being very quiet, listening to people. So, yeah, I have two sides to my personality, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and you did Hosanna 50 last year. What are your plans after this?
Well, COVID-19 has changed all the way we're going to entertain the world. I have started my foray into virtual stand-up, which is damn hard. It is so hard, I tell you.
Is it your knockout punchlines?
No,
series?
that one was different. This is the one I did for Freeman, which is an event company.
Okay.
So basically, it's like that. I talk to the camera. Nobody, no audience, and then I just talk, tell jokes. But then you see the reactions coming from it, like Instagram, put your heart, put laugh, whatever. But
this is the 21st century way of entertaining.
It's just salah, it's just wrong, So I have to relook at how I'm going to deliver entertainment in future, because I intend to be around for a while. So I've started to do more, instead of just jokes, more hosting like what you're doing. I have a show with my best friend called the Lorem Ipsum Show, which is on YouTube.
Yes.
It's a chat show where we get people in, we talk nonsense, we talk rubbish, we just have fun. I think that kind of entertainment now works a little better than just pure stand-up, because It's just
But
not.
we need people like you around, because like, I mean, I can't do what you do.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying. I mean, doing stand up straight to camera with no audience, it's different, and
Doesn't really work like, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we have to
I
find
think
a
I think for
way.
that kind of thing, you need a live audience, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a live show, so I stand up
Yeah,
it's a live show, but I don't think that's going to happen
yeah,
for a while. Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of us are now out of work. Many actors, crew, cast, backstage. The industry has been practically decimated by COVID-19.
yeah. It's a very hard time for the entertainment industry,
Yeah. So a lot of people
and
are
many.
beginning to look at different ways of making money. Um, my partner and I, we've started. I mean, we have always been done corporate training, but now
Yeah,
we've gone virtual. So everything is now online, and we find
yeah.
that training people online uh, is even more. I think people get more out of it because they can't run
Okay.
away. They're there all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
and your partner Paul, you guys run Paul Carr Consultancy Media, so where you train and coach people on public speaking and presentation skills online.
That's right. So we do voice development, which is quite important, especially nowadays. We have this course called Presenting to the Zoomiverse, because
Zoomiverse,
the
I like it.
Zoomiverse, because everyone's on Zoom, everyone's on video conferencing. Now, how do you pitch? How do you present to your boss? How do you go for a meeting like this and look credible? How do you sound credible? What are you saying? So we have come up with this really amazing course for people who want to improve themselves. So when
Yeah.
they go and pitch, they go on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, whatever, they will be credible and with a credible voice as well. So I think that's the next step for a lot of people
Yeah.
to improve. Yeah, because there's no escape. Now this is the new way of communicating already.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's great what you guys do because especially with COVID now, right? Everything has
Mm,
moved online, everything is virtual. So
mm,
all meetings, whether it's team meetings, client meetings, business
mm.
meetings, stakeholder meetings, everything is online, and how you portray yourself is a reflection of,
Yeah.
of yourself at work. So I guess, with you and Paul helping people groom themselves and improve themselves, I think is really great. Yeah.
Yeah, as well as the fact that it's because we are online, um, our courses, especially Malaysia, we are targeting Malaysia now because we have a Malaysian company. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so we have Sindiran Berhad. So we are targeting KL, Penang, Johor, because I think it's important for people globally to be able to communicate regardless of where you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so, Hosan, if you're not entertainer, what would you have, choose to become?
I would have gone into hospitality.
Okay. Specifically, like, is there a specific occupation that you would
Um,
choose?
I would I think I'd go I would be good up front with fronting
People facing. Yeah.
yeah people facing jobs would be good. So I mean I was prepared to go and do F&B work in hotels and all because everyone is so short-handed.
Mm.
A lot of Malaysians cannot come into Singapore, so a lot of job openings in F&B in hotels that need work, need hands. But Singaporeans are so like they don't want to do it. And starting pay is very good, It's 2008 leh.
Yeah. You have been in the industry for so long, right? In Singapore,
Mm,
I think 26 years, over 25 years.
mm,
And people recognize you. I mean, you have hosted, game shows, and we are Singaporeans years ago. You've acted in a few films. You've been on radio. What is the good and bad thing you find about, fame, about being recognized in public, and
mm.
how do you deal with that?
Um, I think, especially when I first started out in television, because okay, so when I
Mm.
first did theater for years, it was great. It was nobody knows or nobody cares what theater actor is back then, um, and then suddenly, because as a theater actor, you get fulfilled at the end of the show by applause, by people saying, it was great. So that's
Appreciation.
the appreciation. And then when TV started happening, it was a very strange kind of thing for me, because then you get recognized randomly on the streets. I don't think it was good for me, because
Right. In what way?
I fell into that trap of fame,
Mm.
and I didn't like what it did to me.
Right.
And because I had very good friends and family who told me to wake up to myself. It's like, who do you think you are? You're just you're an HDB boy. Stop it. Behave. Stop behaving like that. And then I was very grateful for that, because I snapped out of it and realized everything is so temporal. Fame is the most fleeting of all. What do I want to leave behind?
Yeah.
And I told myself, I want to mentor the next generation as I got older. And I want to give them opportunities that were given to me, and I want to pass it on, because that's how the industry can grow. And no point being selfish about it, because you're gonna die already, so you know what's gonna happen. So you might as well just teach people, leave a legacy, and that's what I've been doing. So I've been very, very grateful for the opportunities that come my way, and in turn I can pass it on to the next generation, or even to fellow colleagues or friends who, if I can't do the role, I'll just say, hey, call that person up, she's perfect. Or I don't want to do the role because I know it's not for me, I'll pass it on. So I think that's the only way. I mean, we have to spread kindness this way, otherwise this world is it's mad enough.
Yeah, so you used to do acting coaching, voice coaching, and all of that, right?
Yeah, I did. And then I decided that was not what I do best. So I rather impart what I know through work. So I will either direct a show and hire people I know I want to work with, because I can see potential, and use what I know to help them along their journey. So not just actors, crew, stage managers, producers, designers, lighting, wardrobe. So everyone needs a chance. So I will just hire someone for no experience, but I see a spark, and I know something can be honed. I hire that person.
Potential, passion.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, having been in the industry for so long, what do you think the entertainment industry in Singapore is like?
Okay, the entertainment industry in Singapore is very, I mean, like everywhere else, I guess, it's very segregated, because you've got theatre, and then you've got TV, and then you've got, the singers. I don't know. For me, if you're in the arts, you're in the arts, and the arts and entertainment. Because, like, for example, when I do, like now I'm doing NDP, I'm doing what I do. Next to me is a TV star. She's an actress. She's also hosting the show with me. But when I go to a dressing room, I like to make it nice. I bring my things. I put on my desk, and this thing jumped out at me. She said this question. She said, "Oh, why do you do this? Is this what theatre people do?" I'm like, we're not that different. What? You're an actress. I'm an actor. We're both artists. No, I don't think this is what theatre people do. It's just me. I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but in her mind, there's this segregation already.
Right.
So I think it's unnecessary. If we're all in this together, if you want to be in the arts, everyone,
different, whether it's stage or film, it all.
Yeah. And it's worse because it's also segregated along language lines as well. So, you're in Chinese theatre. oh, you're a Channel 5 actor. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, really? Do we need to do that? Because at the end of the day, we all still pay taxes to the same government. Yeah.
So in terms of like, coming back to what we were talking just now about your media coaching training with Paul Carr that you do, with everything being virtual now, right? What tips do you have for our viewers about how to present yourself and communicate effectively online?
I think one very important thing, and which especially when it comes to speech and talking and your voice, is to slow down. A lot of people, and I think it's because the way of the fast-paced world that we live in, we talk very fast, and there is no prize for the fastest talker, and right, and people will miss out because you spoke too fast. They tune out. So speed is one thing we have to think about. The other thing I would say is always finish every word that you start. So your T's and your D's and your, what did he yeah. So past tense of to ask is asked. It is a big word. It's not just, hey, what did he ask you? You have to pronounce everything.
Yeah.
Asked. So it's and when you learn, I think for me, when I learn how to enjoy chewing my words, it's beautiful. And this is not just for English. I mean, whatever language that you speak in, always slow down and finish every word that you start.
Yeah, enunciation.
Yes, enunciation, clarity.
But it's in our culture to shorten everything, right? Like it's easier to just, instead of a long sentence, hey, you wanna go eat? Hey, makan?
That's fine if you're with friends, but if, like you say, if you want to do a presentation, I tell you the 200 points drop already, the boss will go like, seriously? That's a communicator? I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, and having been in the industry, right, what is your proudest moment in your career so far?
There are many happy moments, I must say, that I have enjoyed. But of course the proudest moment I think for me so far would have been receiving the Chevalier, the medal from France.
Yes, can you please say that for us, because I can't read that. your title that was conferred to you.
Yeah, so it's the Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres. So
yes, and tell us more. So how will you convert that?
I actually don't know who nominated me. I think it must have been the embassy, the French embassy. But it's basically to thank people around the world who have contributed to the growth of the arts, the French culture, in Singapore or around the world. So for mine was because I was always involved with the dual cultures of France and Singapore. Building the bridge for me was to build bridges, because people always have these, the French, or the French go, les Singapouriens, so, but it's all about understanding. It's all about giving a chance to the other person to understand, to listen, to hear, to feel. So I decided to do it through the arts, through music, through songs, through jokes. And someone took notice and said, let's give you the medal. I'm like, so that was one of my proudest moments, receiving the medal from the French ambassador, watching my parents, so proud, because my parents for the longest time never thought what I did was of any worth, because you're an actor. What's that mean? So that was something very special to me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. I know it's a while ago, but
Thank you.
Congratulations nonetheless. I mean, I don't know of anyone else who has that very fancy title. I read it and I'm like, I need to ask Hossan how to teach me how to pronounce this sentence or phrase.
Yeah, Don't worry, it doesn't get me anywhere. And I don't get fast track through immigration. I don't have a castle in the south of
Well,
France.
they should let you fast track through Green Lane, right, in Paris or France when you visit.
I wish.
Okay. And I mean, yeah, you've been in the industry so long. What advice do you have for people who are aspiring to get into the entertainment industry in Singapore?
Well, first of all, I think you must be very, very sure why you want to come into the industry. Um, I mean, for me, if you want to come in because of fame, I will say then don't bother. If you come in for the money, I will say, think very carefully. If it's for the passion, then yes, but passion cannot feed you. So you must have a balance between how you want to live your life as an artist. Driven by passion, but you must have also the mindset of a business person because you are your own business. Don't forget. This
Yeah.
is what this
You
is
are
what
the brand, you are the product, you are the
yes.
service, right?
Yes, and if you let that service even slip, you let that brand go a bit sala, you're only as good as the last show you did, Nobody will remember the previous show. Like, oh, so and so, the last show I saw, so horrible. You know what I mean? Or, the last show I worked with that so and so, so unfriendly or so atas. Right? And these things carry on, with you throughout your whole career one there. It's actually not. That's why I said this industry. So I tell young people whoever wants to come into the industry, I mean you gotta have a lot of faith in yourself and confidence lah.
Yeah.
And I think and a lot of, like I said, thick skin, but always look to improve yourself. Never say, oh, I did that show, I did that album, I'm cool, I don't have to learn anymore. That's where you stop learning. The moment you stop learning, you fail. That's for me. That's my own opinion because even if you won the Oscar, you're only as good as the last show.
Yes. Yeah. No, I really like what you say, Hossan, that you're only, as a performer, you're only as good as your last show. And I think that's so true in the entertainment industry and also elsewhere. So I do law, and in the law firm, we say that you are only as good as your last deal or your last
Wow.
transaction. Clients
Okay.
remember you from how good you were on your last deal. And
Wow.
then it's like, okay, next one. And then you got to perform like, as good as, if not better, because people remember you for your next one again. Same thing, like, as you said, in the entertainment industry. And I think, that is something that, we should all bear in mind, that we could, and also ties in with your other point, which was that, we always have to constantly improve ourselves because learning never stops. And there's always new ways of doing things, new skills to learn, and
especially during the periods of circuit breaker and phase one, and even now phase two, people are always saying, "Ayya, I'm so bored. Ayya, stay at home." Wow, this is the best chance, guys. Otherwise, what the hell? You know what I mean? This is the time to learn so many. Some of government give you money. Take the money, okay? It's our money. Take the money. Go and learn. I mean, I was gonna. My friend and I was like, shall we go and take a wine sommelier course together? Because
not that one, because
right?
you like France and perfect for you.
And the government will pay for it, so why not? So there are a lot of things to do. I would encourage whoever's watching that just keep on learning. It doesn't have to do with what you do in life, because I studied freaking electronics for 3-4 years. I thought I'd never use it ever again. But now, walao, I'm Mr. IT, everyone come to me, how to fix this, how to fix that. So, and at the end of the day, I think it's all about knowledge and how you use it for yourself.
I like what you said also about how knowledge that you learned so many years ago, you don't think you'll ever use it or apply it, but then it comes in handy, right? So whatever skills now that we are, the Singapore government is paying for people to build up new skills, why not go and learn something, right? And we save time on commuting, working from home and doing a lot of things from home. You save time commuting, so why not use the extra time to do something interesting? And who knows, right? We'll find another passion or another new hobby.
And it's funny because, for me, I like technology. I like to do stuff, but I I am trying to now turn my room into a home studio. We've bought a green screen, we've bought lights, and we're learning how to edit. And it's just interesting because I know a lot of the young millennials are going like, oh, I can do iMovie, no problem. Don't forget, uncle is 50 something, it takes a long time. But I'm learning, I want to learn because
That's
it's fun.
That's the spirit, yeah. Hey, by the way, you mentioned uncle just now, right? Can you tell us your joke? So I listened to your joke about that one where you said, you go in the taxi into the taxi, and then you instead of calling that uncle, you call them
Brother. No, it's because you're growing up, you're always taught to be polite, right? So you go into a taxi and you go, Uncle, Beach Road. But I kind of forget, even now, okay, like I call the housekeeping lady, auntie. She's like half
But
my
you look
age.
so young, Hossan.
No, but that's not the point.
Like
The point is like
fifties.
I keep. So anyway, I call this guy uncle. I got into the taxi. He turns around and looks at me. He says, "Hey, you are Hossan Leong ah? Hey, I growing up secondary school. I watch you on TV leh." I'm like, "Wow, okay, I'm old." So yeah, that's the things that I have to face right now.
No, but if you call them uncle, right, means you still feel young and you look young anyway. So like, you call them uncle, so they'll be like, oh yeah, boy, come in here, come, let's go. Where you want to go,
Yeah, nobody calls me a boy anymore.
Oh, you're the Singapore boy, like you're the Singapore boy. So that title will forever stay with you, no matter how many birthdays go by.
Yeah, that's so funny how the name has stuck all these years, man. The moniker of Singapore boy. That was my first stand-up I ever did. That's what I was called Singapore boy.
And what was your experience like?
What do you mean?
Like, how did you find, the first time doing a show, it was sold out, right? Like, what was was that like, the point at which you thought, okay, I'm going to make stand-up comedy or comedy something, serious that I do?
I did that show at the Jubilee Hall at the Raffles Hotel as a challenge. I took that challenge. It was a challenge.
Who challenged you?
I mean, the director, he said, hey, I think you're very funny. You should tell jokes. Now, I give you Jubilee Hall 2 weeks. You go and do.
Wow.
So I said, okay. I took it as a challenge. So that was my first stand-up comedy. The show, 2 hours, called the Singapore Boy, and it was wow. And people say, right. And after I finished that show, I told Gurmit I told everyone, I said, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing that. 2 years later, do another one.
Okay.
No, it's hard for me. It's like I said, it's not something that comes naturally to me because I'm an actor. I'm not a stand-up comedian. You know what I mean?
But whoever watches your stand-up comedy will think that you very seasoned.
I mean, by now I should be lah. But like I said, I know the comedians like Rishi Budrani, Fakar Faz, Shahrul Chana, etc. They write jokes every day. They hone their skills every day. But I'm not. You see, I'm not a stand-up comedian. So for me, it's when I see something funny or I see a situation, I say, I think I can turn that into a joke. I have to like act it out. You know what I mean? Then I must tell my best friend Benjamin. I say, okay. This is what I think the joke should be. And he goes, okay, you know what? I write for you. You don't write because you write. He said, you write, not funny. So yeah, that's how I do my stand-up work.
Yeah. It's really nice that you and Benjamin have been best friends for so many years. I was listening to your podcast with him. It sounds like you all go way back in time and really supported each other throughout, your career.
Yeah. I mean, we're very lucky to have each other lah. I mean, we've seen each other through thick and thin. He studied in Sydney, and I was here, and then but we made our friendship work over the years, and now he's a creative director in an agency. So I'm very, very happy for him. But we still work together as much as we can because we keep each other sharp. Otherwise, cannot.
Yeah, someone you can trust also, and someone you can bounce ideas with.
Yeah, for sure. And most of our silly ideas are quite, they're gems because a lot of people say, oh, it's not funny or what. But Ben will always go with what I say, like an idea, and he will run with it. And most of the time, it works.
Yeah, a few shout outs to the people who've joined today. Thanks for joining, guys. So we have, Benjamin King, hi.
What?
Says hi, and then Love Sweet says, so true, Hossan. Miss Josin says, exactly, we have so much time at home. I think that was in relation to learning skills, like you said, which was a very good point. Andrea wants more wine.
Go to our own fridge and get.
And then, yeah, someone says, Navi Network says, miss you saying confirm plus chop.
Oh, you mean my game show? Double confirm.
Double confirm. Yeah, and you run Double Confirm Productions now.
Yes. I decided to trademark that phrase before MediaCorp says I can't do it.
Yeah, I have a second game prepared for you if you have some time.
Sure.
Yeah. So this is a Singlish word game. Okay, and you have time limit. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So the rule is that you have to use. I'm going to give you 3 Singlish words, and you have to use them all in one scenario. You can act. You can just say whatever you want to say. 3 words. You can do it in a few sentences. 1 sentence doesn't matter. 3 Singlish words. 1 scenario.
Okay.
Okay.
Try.
All right. We have 4 sets. So the first set is walao, sia, pokai. This is it.
Walao, sia pokai. Walao, she go and play poker with me, cheat me until like that, sia, now I pokai.
Well done. Guys, if you have any, for those of you who are watching, right, if you have any other Singlish words that I have not come up with, feel free to type them in the comment section, and then we can get Hossan to come up with a sentence. Okay, the next one.
Okay.
You have shiok, yaya papaya, and bojo. Here we go.
Must use it in that order or can change?
And you can switch it around, doesn't matter.
Okay. Walao, yaya papaya go and order this whole bunch of durians, eat until shook, but he bojo us.
Not bad. Well done. You even added walao, like a 4th English word in here.
I can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
You do all 6
Next
together.
time we test you. All 6. Okay.
No.
Now my next one, yeah. Next one. Iya, paise, jialat. Here we go.
Iya, paise, jialat. Wow, jialat make me come here with the girlfriend. Yeah, why you wear this kind of clothes? Paise lah, I shouldn't have worn this. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well done. Very funny. Okay, 4th set, which is my last set, but I think Navi Network has one more for you. Okay, 4th set. Ayo, xiao, xian.
Ayo, xiao, xian. Ayo, gonna go back to CB. Xiao liao lah, walao, CB xian lah.
Very fast, Hossan, you're very fast. Okay, one of our viewers has a 3 words for you. Kiasu, kiasi, simi.
Okay. Simi Taichi, why you like that? Don't kiasu lah. I mean, you sure can get 4D one. Go and line up, can. Walao, kiasian like that. Did it make sense? Did it make sense? I have no idea.
It does make sense. It's very funny. So for the benefit of our viewers who are not based in Singapore or Malaysia, Singlish is a colloquial language that is used in both Singapore and in Malaysia as well. They call it Manglish, Singlish, or interchangeable. We use all these words, and they're not like proper vocabulary words, but they're more like words to describe an expression. How would you describe Singlish, Hossan?
Well, I would say it's the language of life.
Well, everyone globally should learn it.
Well, people can try, but they won't get it. I'm sorry, you
I
will
do have
never.
some close friends.
Yeah.
It does work. I have some close friends in England who are good with Singlish now. They like
Really?
they come to me and they come. So I mean, I had someone before who come on my knock on my door in when I used to stay in the dorm, right? And he was like, "Hi la." Then I was like, okay, not quite the right use of
Oh,
la, but
yeah.
you know, getting there. It's like la, you don't use the question, but now they get it perfectly well, and they use they use the word la, they use the word ayo, they use the word like into their life. But they say they only use it with me. It only comes out when they're with me. So.
I should hope so. No, but what I get irritated with is people, when people they try so hard that it becomes patronizing. You know, I've had friends who would drop the la just randomly, and I'm like, dude, don't try, please, because if you're not even gonna bother to learn it, just putting a la at every sentence when you're talking to me is patronizing. So don't stop, because I don't say, hey mate, how you going, mate? Good day, mate. I don't say it to you because I would want to patronize you, right? So yeah, so I tell them off like that lah. It's like you know, it's like going to Thailand and you're reading a book on the MTR or the train, and then some Ang Mo guy looks over your shoulder and goes, wow, you read English, like that. Then I'll be like, wow, you speak English. You know? So yeah. You try not to patronize lah. I mean, we have to treat everybody kindly.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, Hossan. Really
Yeah.
appreciate this chat that we had. I had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, please stay safe, and hopefully we
Yes,
can
you
catch up
too.
with everybody else and have a drink one day.
Yes, that would be nice. So a few
Yeah.
shout outs, yeah. Thank you so much to all our viewers today for joining. Thanks for all your interesting comments, and Navi Network for coming up with a question as well for Hossan to play today. And everyone else who took time out of your Friday evening. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We are slowly
Absolutely.
easing back into, you know, hopefully the new norm. All right, thank you so much, guys,
All
for
right.
tuning in. And Hossan, thank you so much for coming on IG Live with me. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and
Pleasure.
and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.